at the moment, but there is a delay on this live stream. You'll have to forgive me this morning. I'm still full of cold, not well at all, but I'm going to win. We got a caller coming in, a caller game in a moment. Got my jacket on this morning. We've been out and about. We haven't walked the dogs yet, but we've been outside. We've been doing some stuff this morning. But let me just see if I can get the live stream up so I can actually see who's joined us. And there we go. I've got one live viewer, Rob Fry. Oh, Rob, good to see you, mate. Really good to see you, Rob. I can honestly say it's so good having you on here, because I really appreciate your support and everything you've done for the channel just by being there, mate. So thank you very much. We're going to get the live stream up there, Rob, so we can have a look and I can read what people are saying. There we are. Let's come up there. There we are. Turn the volume down. 1 second. Get rid of that. We're back. We're back. Technical errors and problems. There we are. Got Rob Fry joining. Marty, good morning, Johnny boy. Marty from Belfast. Do you know, I love. He just had a message there. Marty, welcome from Belfast. Good to see you boys over there across the water. I am not going to say joining us on the mainland here, because it's your mainland as well, isn't it? I made the mistake a couple of times when I go to Ireland and I called you. Called us the mainland. Everybody's got a mainland, haven't they? What a stupid thing to say. Jake McKenna, good morning, bud. How are you? Rob, he says, my pleasure. Hey, Rob, look, seriously, just going back, we've really built a community on this page, and this community that we've built helps people, and you know that I'm always there to help people across the country, across the globe, if I can actually do it. If you can help one person from these podcasts, just one person, then I know that I'm doing my job. Some people think that I'm on a quest, on a pilgrim, but I'm not on a pilgrim at all. I just feel that when I was younger, the help wasn't there to help me. Nobody wanted to help. It was just the culture and the mindset at the time. Nobody wanted to help. So anyway, welcome to Saturday Morning Live. Just to let you know that this podcast is supported by Style Paving, who I visited yesterday, and Chew the Grass. Chew the Grass in Manchester. Chris and Nick up there and all the guys. Cracking company, very much like Styled. A different thinking, a different process. How they go about their business on day to day. They really value their customers. They really do. We've got somebody going to be joining us this morning, and hopefully we'll get him to phone in. We'll have a good sound. It's all set up. We're all good to go. And so here we are. This is it. It's not about me. It's about you. You would see by the title, I've called it Make Your Bed. Make Your Bed. Let's have a look who's just joined us this morning. James Gardner says, morning Johnny boy, how's it going? We're working today, first time for a while, listening undisrupted by the little ones. Undisturbed by the little ones. Brilliant. Good to have you. We haven't got Chris joining us this morning. Chris was talking about trees the other day. So God bless you, Chris, wherever you are, whatever you're doing this morning. Take care, and I know that you'll watch us later on. Gareth Williams in Manchester. Got to say a big thanks to Gareth Williams. Last week, it was absolutely crazy. We had leaks, we had the ambulance here, and my grandson wasn't very well, and Gareth Williams sent him that little present. So Gareth, thanks very much for that. I really appreciate it. And this is not to incite any of you else to send any gifts through. Just I think it means a lot, Gareth. Thanks very much, and hopefully maybe have a little look at him later on. Good to see you, Gareth, during this morning. Rob Fry says your videos and knowledge has helped me so much, and I do appreciate it. You know, the thing is, Rob, it's like, it's quid pro quo, isn't it? You know, we all help each other. That's what it's about. It's about building a community, isn't it? That's the way it should be. The Gypsy Chef Outdoors, I like looking at some of his videos. Absolutely brilliant. Go and have a look. The Gypsy Chef Outdoor. He cooks outside, and it's absolutely brilliant. Love it. Love what he's cooking. Good tasting food as well, and it's good home cooking. Go on there and have a look. Good to see you, bud. Good to talk to you the other day. He says, thanks for the helpful chat. Very positive, mate. It's set me back. It's set me back on the right track. I'm trying to read this morning without my glasses. James Gardner says, sorry, it's Stan haha on James's phone. No problem at all. That's how we do it. Mike Sampson's joined us, one of our regular calls this morning. We have people calling on a regular basis. And we got Jem as well. Morning, Bud, up there in Cheshire. Jem Landscapes. And look, as if by magic, I was just going to mention, and we got the Grivenovs granite business, Dennis and Maria in the Ukraine. And do you know, it's amazing, really, isn't it, that we've got this following and this community we're building. Dennis says, morning, John. It's Dennis. Here is afternoon. Greetings from the Ukraine. Well, look, we've got to take our hat off to anybody that's in business and running a business. No matter what business you're doing, it takes something very special when you're able to go out by yourself and do it. And certainly when you're doing it in those conditions, in war conditions, and running a business and successfully. And the reason they're successful because they get up and do it every day. So I take my hat off to Dennis, Maria and Andre there in the Ukraine. Absolutely inspiring. Do we use that word inspiring too often? So much you see on social media, the words inspiring, motivational and all this. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with using it. People will say, you know, that we hear these words all the time and that people are getting sick of it and all this sort of thing. But things are inspiring. Only this morning, I listened to a speech by Denzel Washington. And I'll read what it says, Denzel Washington, just some short words within a speech. He says, small minds discuss other people. For gossip, for example. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas, and that's what we do here. And we don't need a big following, we don't need a big audience, but what we're doing is people are coming here now because they want to share their knowledge and help other people. Well, look, before we go any further, make sure you hit the like button. You've got to hit the like button, it's so important. Yeah, hit the like button because it's good for the analytics and YouTube like it. So wherever you are, we've got 18 live viewers. It's Saturday morning live. And I've just got to remind people of what we've got here this morning because people come and go and they'll be watching this a little bit later. James Sharp, I've been so busy lately, mate. I do apologise. Good to see you on here this morning. Your bottle of wine is there and I will send it out. I will promise. I just haven't had time to go to the shops and get one of those little wine containers that you're able to send it through. But it is here, mate. This is for you, bud. It's here, it's waiting, and you will have it. And I appreciate, and the reason I'm sending a bottle of wine to James is because his contribution the other week was absolutely second to none. It helped lots and lots of people on the live stream, but it also helped people after the live stream, that people that watch this. And really what you should be doing if you really want to help on these live streams, can we just give him a little look? Can we? Gareth Williams, we want to say a big thanks. Here he is. And if by magic, the little boy that you sent, say hello. Don't put your lips out. Say hello. So this is my grandson. This is Marley. And the other week he wasn't very well. We had an ambulance on the drive, and he's okay now. But a massive thanks to Gareth. Say thank you. Can you say thank you? Yeah. You've got a lot of people watching you this morning. Hey, this is clickbait, isn't it? We've got my grandson on it. Is he handsome like his grandfather or what? Well, anyway, now's the time to get rid of him. So if his mother wants to come and pick him back up, she can take him back out. So they say don't work with animals and don't work with children. We've got a dog in here. There he is. Go then, quick. He's going to cry now. There we go. So massive thanks to Gareth. There he is. And that's the first time that he's ever been on social media. My daughter is not necessarily a fan of social media, unlike me, where I use it in such a positive way. And for her, it's never been really great because, like a lot of people out there, social media can be an absolute pain in the backside, in the arse, if I shouldn't say that word. We've seen lately YouTube, they ain't gonna let you picking up on all these words, and you've got to be careful what you say. We've got to clean things up. It's so important. So important to clean things up. Like, not light. Yeah, like, not light, says Mike Stapleton. Good morning, folks, says James Sharp. Smash the like button. Hit the bell, says James Gardner. DMH said fencing. Morning, Johnny boy. Oh, Paul as well, watching from Sheffield. Let's just refresh that page there a little bit there now and see if we can get some of the comments back up there. There we go. I've got to see what's happening on here. Rob Fry there, sick of lives. Morning all. Lane, Porce Lane in sunny Milton Keynes. In sunny Milton Keynes. Come on, hit the like button. Get on there now. Look, as usual, on a Saturday, what we want is we want you guys to actually send in some photos, because this live stream is not about me, it's about you. I want to see where you are and what you're doing and how you're feeling. We got to keep conveying this real feeling of positivity, and we got to have some hope in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. He's back again. Yeah, on a day-to-day basis, we've got to be positive in every way. And if you see me as a cheerleader, not like that, but sort of trying to motivate you guys to be happy. You know, we're all in the same boat. When things go wrong, last week it was dreadfully, and then I smashed the back of the van on the gates. Not good. So annoying, so upsetting, but we got to get over those points. And that's the reason I put the title this morning, Make Your Bed. I don't know if any of you have actually seen that American Navy SEAL general when he talks about making your bed. And in the military years ago, we used to get up in the morning, make those bed blocks. We get up, and no matter what went on in the day, when we went back, our bed was always made. You've always got to start the day with a positive in some way. You've got to start the day with a positive. And certainly for me on a Saturday morning, doing these live streams now, is without doubt a positivity. It's great doing the live streams. Number one, I'm not working, doing the daily grind, breaking my back, etc. And I'm able to share my knowledge and the things that I've been going through that week with you guys, and you can do the same with me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the number up on here now, where you can actually send in 07795 595 994. There's the number. You can actually WhatsApp me some pictures of where you are and what you're doing. I'm so interested in that and what's going on around the world. We do have viewers from Australia sometimes watching this, in the United States, and certainly I know that in France and Germany as well as Belgium. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys joining in with the live stream. 20 live viewers, we've got 11 likes, that's absolutely fine, but let's just get a few more likes up this morning. Let's just read what people say. Gareth Williams says, did Star mention if they was busy this time of the year? Not really, Gareth, they're not really massively busy, but I think that applies for everyone. Initially, for us as landscapers and contractors, what we do, we hit that. Hey, look, they're coming in now. They're coming in. The pictures are being sent. Let's just get a few more. I think, like all of us, what's happening is that we're not all exactly busy, are we? You know, because it's the start of the season. It's still winter, and we got to remember that winter thing is just what we go through anyway. It's always there, and everybody's always talking about it. It's a pain in the backside, but we can share our feelings and get it off our chest. That's what social media allows you to do, as long as you do it properly. But they're not overly busy. I think it's Star, they've made a big transition, Gary. They've actually bought, I'm not quite sure how it all works, but they've bought Tile Giant. So Tile Giant, just like Topps Tiles, some of these high street stores actually have 2 cm, 20 mil porcelain. So they're selling those products, and they've just taken that over. Reaching for the trowel already, look. reaching for the trowel, says James Sharp. He's at work by the looks of it. DHS Fencings really want to learn driveways and porcelain. Any tips from yourself or others? There are plenty of tips out there. What I started doing this week, I started doing some top tips when I'm in work, and I've started it now, and I had a little bit of fun the other day, and I said top tip on the cold days to have something to eat, but we will be sending... I'm just reading what people said. We will be doing some more tips on that as well. Not just. There's the number there. Hey, look, they're coming in thick and fast. There's the number. If you want to send me a picture of what you're doing wherever you are, it makes no difference. I want to see what you're doing. I'm really interested to know what people are doing. James Sharp says, to be honest, we are experienced the buzz we usually get in March. Right now, inquiries and conversations are up. We just need more team members. There we are. And this is what we spoke about before. James has really positioned himself well in the marketplace where he's already getting work in from. And that's why this channel has a massive benefit, because there are questions to be answered that I can't even answer, where some other people will be able to answer. We have got a call coming in this morning. It's not come in quite yet. Just want to read what people are saying. Great pictures there from the emojis from Rob Fry. Sick of lies more and more Porcelain in Sunny Milton Keynes. So we've caught up with that. Yeah, James Sharp's on here this morning, and he gave so much the other week, so much help and advice. And you've got to remember is that these people, you can contact them. If they want to speak to you, they will, if they can help you. This week, it's been absolutely endless with people asking questions about everything, okay? Everything that we do. Gareth Williams says, I'm working on my own this year. I cannot have another year of letdown and labours. Yeah, massively. James, what would you say to Gareth in this respect on, you say there you just need more team members. Why is it that we can't build our team up? And why is it that we can't build our team up with quality people? It's a great shame, isn't it? It's a great shame. I've got somebody working with me at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic. And I pray that it keeps up. I just want to make sure that I did. Sarah Williams has joined us. There we are. Good morning, John. Sorry I couldn't make breakfast yesterday. Living the dream with Big Paul. Sarah, yeah. Sarah, good to see you with Big Paul there down in Cornwall. Good to see you. How you doing, Paul? I didn't get to that little cafe that you told me about because I was running a bit late. But Sarah, good to see you. Give my regards to the big guy. Alison said the other day, when you go up to Style, and I was on my way up there, make sure you go and see Paul. I said, I've already messaged him. So Paul Williams there, down in Just Garden in Banbury in Oxfordshire, cracking guy. And yeah, we're talking about staff, and not everybody wants staff. Not many people want to build their staff because they rely on themselves as entrepreneurs, as business people. That's what they do. A little bit of movement going on outside there. Gareth Williams says, James Sharp says, reaching for the trail. Let me have a look now. I've gone back down there now. Sorry, I've got to catch up now. James Sharp says, I'm always lurking on Facebook group. If anyone has questions about businesses, garden, plants, landscaping, trees, and pretty much anything in between. There we are. James, we really appreciate it. You help me out immensely on this channel, like all of you, like Gareth, everyone does. And Jem up there in Cheshire. Filling up nicely, plenty of work despite... Are we in recession, Jem? Is that official, or has it been announced, or what? I don't know. Are we in recession? I can't remember where we were or not. I know there's a downturn, but I don't think we've officially... I don't think if we are in recession. Can somebody tell me, can somebody enlighten me about the position, whether we are in recession or whether we are not in recession? DNHS Fencing says, James, I keep watching them, worried about pricing and making sure I've got everything right. Yes, you do. We all need to make everything right. I think that's the thing that I spoke about on so many occasions, is that it's shocking to say this, right? It's shocking to say this, but, you know, and we've all been there, and, you know, I spoke to people about it this week, but sometimes we need to check on what our expenditure is, what our outgoings is. We need to keep an eye on that. And as that increases, we need to build our business and build our revenue in some way to accommodate that, because that's when you can fall foul, and you fall foul very quickly. You need to keep an eye on the numbers. And lucky enough for me, I've got an Alison, and she's absolutely brilliant. 18 live viewers, we've got 12 likes. Thanks for joining this morning, this Saturday morning live with Johnny Boy. We just got to remind those people as and when they join. Look, I'm going to say it, but are there any keyboard warriors this morning out there? If there is, just give us a like for a change. You've got it in you. You know you can do it, and you don't have to be horrible all the time. Anyway, moving on very rapidly. Jem says, I don't think we are, mate. Just cost of living hurts a bit. Yeah, it does. Everything's gone up. And have you noticed that everything's gone up in price, but the package sizes have actually come down? Come on, guys, hit the like button. Let's have a few more likes on there this morning. Just got to see where we are at the moment with that. There we are. 19 live viewers, absolutely fine. We should be having a caller in this morning, but it doesn't look like it's happening at the moment. James Sharp says, Gareth, finding staff is hard, but there are routes to finding good team members. I prefer to employ people properly, not just subbies, self-employed. It gives people consistency in their homes. Yeah, absolutely. Two things that you need in your life is commitment and consistency. And I think that's what James is talking about. If you offer somebody some consistency, I think they could offer you some back as well. But it is about choosing the right people. Sick of Life says, my labour is second to none. I think you just need to find the right one. It's hard, it's difficult, isn't it? Gypsy Chef Outdoor says, DH, try and start off with something small, mate. He's talking to Gareth there. Even if it's a friend, for a feel for it. But confident, mate. Yeah, absolutely. But confident. I agree with that. And look, some great answers coming in to this now this morning. It's amazing on this channel how we digress from one thing to another. James says, last year we took on a guy who loves to learn. He came to us with little experience. I've had 3 people like this so far. I can teach people the skills, but they need to turn up and be enthusiastic. Yeah, massively. It is. You need to be enthusiastic. Hey guys, there is a guy that I've watched many, many times on YouTube, and you should watch him. His name's Sir Ken Robinson. How many of you actually watched Sir Ken Robinson? He talks about education systems, institutions, and he talks about creativity and literacy, and the difference between it and what you need first and what goes with one without the other. And what he talks about as well, about schools basically are institutions for producing professors. That's what they want. They want academics. But the academia doesn't come without the creativity. So get online, have a look at Sir Ken Robinson. Unfortunately, he's not with us at the moment. And while we're on that point, for me this week was a bit of a sad week, even now, in the respect that there was a gentleman that worked in B&Q. His name was Mal. I mean, James, his enthusiasm was absolutely second to none. It was infectious. He was so kind, he was so polite, he was attentive. When you walked in there, he spoke to you in such a way that it was respectful and had a genuine interest in you. It was never about the sale. He didn't have to, we go in B&Q because we know what we want. He knows that. But Mal was such a great guy. But unfortunately, Mal this week, or last week, died. And now and again, I used to take him a hot chocolate and go and see him in the morning, give him his hot chocolate, go in the store, get what I want, and go back. He sort of drank his hot chocolate. I didn't want to sort of take that moment off him when he had that hot chocolate. It was very, very sad to know that Mal had died. And the young lady that was working in there who informed me of Mal's demise just choked up. It was so sad because she could see the hurt in my face. And I think there's definitely a good one gone there, because he was a leader. He was inspirational and motivational. Everything that we talked about this morning, that's what Mal was. Such a lovely guy, and it's so sad to see him gone. But Mal would say, hey, look, John, he said, you've got to move on now, son. Keep doing what you're doing and do it well. And that's what we all should do. Do it well. Just read what people say. Jem says, talking of smaller packaging, there is a big inconsistency in ton bags these days from various suppliers. The thing is, Jem, they won't say that it's a ton bag. What they will say that it's a bulk bag. That's what they say. It's a bulk bag. And they're very funny about that at the moment. Have you noticed now, and for obvious reasons, when they deliver with the high abs with the bulk bags, now they won't allow you even to cut them. They have to put them firmly down the ground. If it's health and safety, and if there's a risk of hurting somebody, so be it. That's all there is to it. James Sharp says, once you have the good team members, then pay them well and look after them, then they will work hard and produce quality for you. It's hard though, James, isn't it, when you invest in somebody and they're invested in you, and it's about getting that balance right, when to do it and when not to do it, isn't it? It's a tough one. Do you know, there's a lot of people actually joining this live stream this morning. A lot of people watch this later, and it's such a shame that I think on the stream after, you don't actually see the words, what people saying. So if you're watching this live stream after, I'll tell you about James now. We've got our caller coming in this morning. Let's have a look. Hello? Hello?
Hi, John. It's Pat.
Hi, Pat. I knew it was you. Pat, we've got quite a few people joining us this morning. And rather me do it, can you just introduce yourself to the live stream, because they can hear you loud and clear?
Hello, everyone. My name's Patrick Dwyer. I'm from a company based in Sheffield called Chameleon Landscaping Limited and Design. So thank you for having me on board, John, today. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, mate. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've literally just walked through the door from having a client meeting this morning on a big project, which is looking like it's going to be April 2024. So yeah, very exciting times.
Yeah, brilliant. Look, Pat, just put you in the picture so it's fair to you, so you know what's going on. We've got loads of questions and comments coming in from James Sharp. You know, James Sharp is on the group, and James was talking. I'm going to read what James says there, and you can pick up on the thread. James says, last year we took on a guy who loves to learn. He came to us with a little experience. I've had 3 people like this so far. I can teach people the skills, but they need to turn up and be enthusiastic. Bear with me for a sec, Pat. Then Jem says, talking smaller packaging, there is a big inconsistency in ton bags these days from various suppliers. James says, it takes time to find qualified, skilled team members. I may be employing someone I went to college with this year. It's taken a year conversations to get them to come over to us. And he also says, once you have a good team members, they then pay them well and look after them, and they will work hard and produce quality for you. Can you pick up on that, Pat?
Definitely, yes. The biggest problem in our industry, as I think we all agree, is finding the right caliber people, and it goes back to that thing by you are the associations you keep. So if you're wanting to put an amazing product out, you need to have really good people around you, and it is difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, staff retention, and most people who are really good are usually working for themselves. So you've got to be able to be in a position to dangle a big enough carrot to come over to you. Obviously, support your business.
And that carrot is not just about money, is it, Pat? And just picking up on what you said there are people, like you said, that if they're good, they're usually working for themselves. But sometimes there are good contractors out there that don't want to be in business, that it's not for them. So I think as a business, sometimes we got to seek those types of people out, haven't we?
Yeah, well, my ethos is, for me, my own personal goal for all my staff what work for me is that we push forward to get a really good work-life between the staff and work, and I'm a manager coach. So my priority is to make sure, and I tell my guys this, that I'm looking after them so they can look after their families, and it's really important for me that it's not any business what in money and just looking at the pound and looking at looking at the bigger and chasing quads that I think out there just to wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Just we lost you. You sound a little bit like Norman Collier for a minute there, Pat. But what Pat was saying is that Pat looks after his staff, and his staff will look after their families accordingly as well. Pat, I'm just going to read out a couple of comments here. We've got James Sharp says, "Good morning, Pat." Rob Fry says, "I'm sure I saw Pat at Chatsworth show this September. Were you there in September, Chatsworth?"
No, we didn't actually, but we are looking at doing Blenheim Palace this year in June.
Yeah.
And we're also looking at doing the Nook show as well this year.
Right. How many numbers of staff have you got, Pat, working for you?
We've got 10 at the moment.
10?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And it's not easy, is it?
No, it's a big cost every week.
Yeah, massively. And you got to, so for you as a person, you've got to make sure that you're more than enthusiastic and be motivated every day, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also about being realistic. There's obviously managing different. Obviously, I said years ago, but I think it's about being realistic in your approach about things and not setting too keen a target and staff level expectations. Let's be real about it. At the end of the day, most people that come to work, which is primary reason why we all do. But there's nothing to say that you can't enjoy what you do, and obviously create knowledge. I'm all about creating an enjoyable environment and making sure that they've got the right stuff to do what they need to do. I'm there purely from a point of view because I can't fit in what I do without my team.
I think we lost Pat there for a moment. There was a bad signal. I don't know whether it was my end or whether it was his end, and whether he'll call back or not. But Pat made a few points there about building a good circle of people around him. Let's have a look if we've got him back now. Hiya, Pat.
Hi, mate. Sorry about that.
No, I got you loud and clear now. Pat, I was just reiterating what you were saying about building a good circle, a good environment around you, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's about creating a safe environment for your team as well. I'm very, very keen on making sure that everyone's treated with respect.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to. I think you need to change. People need to change this image in our industry. What we've got, and you've got to set your standards to a really, really professionalised standard. I had a team leader, and I won't mention the name just in case they're listening, but he spoke to one of the labourers in a really unprofessional manner. So I followed him straight away. And I said, well, I don't talk to you like that, so you don't talk to any of the staff like that. So it's setting the benchmark and setting your level of expectations as an owner and as a company director and making sure that all gets.
How did he take it, Pat, when you told him about that, not speaking to a member of staff? Like, how did he take it, and how did you go about it?
I just asked, why do you feel you need to speak to people like that? Do you think it's going to get the best results when you're speaking down to people?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm all for encouraging people, and I hate this sort of management where and people where they think if they're going to beat people, they're going to get the best results, because you won't. If you don't talk to people with respect. Obviously, if there's issues and that then goes beyond, you then got to come up to one side, obviously.
Yeah, what we're talking about, I don't interrupt, Pat, because I just want to just pick up on what you said, is that you're talking about respect, really, aren't you? Respect for your contractor, respect for your client, and respect about the environment, everything around you. It's about respecting things, and that's what, isn't that small word, respect, if we applied that discipline in everything we do from the moment we got up, would our business grow as a result of that?
Yeah. Well, it's about, obviously, somebody's got to lead from front. So if you've got a front and you're big, you've literally got that bar and you've got to set it. You've got to keep on repeating it, and hopefully people will buy into it, and then they'll realise what you've achieved.
Yeah. So
and I tell my guys all the time, I can't do this without you. So you either get on board with what I'm trying to achieve, and we can grow together and we'll benefit from it. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, and those words say, and I like that when you say to them, "I can't do this without you guys," and that they feel valued from that, wouldn't they?
Oh, they are valued, my stuff.
Yeah.
All valued.
Yeah, but they're going to feel even more valued when you come out with words like that. That's massively inspiring when you say those words. That I can't do this without you.
Well, we can't, can we? At the end of the day, it's very, very. We've got to start really appreciating the people around us. We get an opportunity to create beautiful gardens, and we get to work with clubs, get an opportunity to do what we love doing.
Yeah.
And that's a result from dedication and skill. And you've got to work on them skills. You've got to keep working every day. It's got to be important. in our company's success,
Yeah.
and you must be grateful with that.
Yeah.
And I
Pat.
know our industry is very, very demanding. It can be challenging at times. You
Yeah.
know, the weather's up, so, the workloads can be heavy. It's heavy on physical demands, and the job can take a toll on everybody. You know, it took a toll on me, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's where I'm trying the picture, and the reason why we just not just about landscapers, we're artists with we create beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
bring tranquility to people's lives when we do these. We make a positive environment,
Yeah.
and the wider range of people there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to value yourself, haven't you? Pat, just listening to what you said there, right? And don't want to interject there because it's so important that I come back at what you're saying. Is that I've had a young lad message me this morning, and he said he worked for me before. He wants some advice on running his business. But when we get our business off the ground, however we do that, I think that what you've actually done is that you've made those steps in the right direction by including certain elements like the health and safety, looking after your staff, how you talk to your staff, and going through procedures. You're putting things in place, but basically, it is all about respect, isn't it? Everything around us, our whole environment, is about respect, and isn't the respect will help us to grow, won't it?
Yeah, and I think also part of the bigger thing is you've got to be really to get on, and I remember when I started out and how tough it was. There's a lot more options and things what are a lot like the landscape, like this podcast as an example.
Yeah.
Where you can information, you can learn from other people per se. But you've got to just keep your head and keep your focus, and you've got to remember it's not going to happen overnight.
No, it's not going to happen overnight, is it? And I think that's the trouble. Is that when we lose patience, that's when things can go wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, and you'll get frustrated at times, but you've got to, especially if you're got to be sure that you. But the most important, you've got to get back, and you've got also if you've got people in business, rather than I hope it gets better. Build your head up. Yes, you'll be on, but you'll feel a lot with it.
Pat, just to let you know, we're losing you a little bit there. So what I'll probably try to do is if we can call this an end now, because it's just we're picking up very little of you at the moment. It's very intermittent. Look, thanks for joining, Pat. I'll give you a ring after. We can have a chat, and thanks for joining and offering all your advice and your wisdom. And where can people go and check you out? It's Chameleon Landscapes. Is it .co.uk, Pat?
Yeah, it's Chameleon Landscapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously we've got a Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. But certainly, is other contractors go and have a look at your work and see what you're actually doing. Patrick Dwyer, thank you very much for joining us this morning. God bless you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and give my love to all your family and friends. And I'll speak to you soon, my friend.
All the best. Cheers.
Cheers, Pat. Bye bye. Well, there was Patrick Dwyer with some really, really wise words about landscaping and running a business and how to be creative. And creativity is probably one of the keys to every successful business. You see on there James Sharp talking about how he's built his business. And the thing is, what I sense with Pat and what I sense with James there is a feeling of patience and a feeling of allowing things to grow organically, but doing it in a respectful way. And it's a word I picked up on there. Everything he does, it's about respect. Whatever they're doing in health and safety, he's respecting the people around him, the people that work for him, his client base. He's respecting them. Whatever he does in the day, he's respecting himself by getting up and doing it and being motivated. If we don't do these things and put these things into place, from how we get out the van to how we get back in the van at the end of the day. It is about respect. Everything we do, we got to think about what we're doing, about when we're raising our voices, talking in the garden, whether we're sharing a joke, whatever. But it is about respect, and we should be treated with the same courtesy as well by contractors. James B says, morning JB, everyone else, I'm sorry I'm late. No worries at all, mate. Gotta have a drink here because I'm losing it, my throat. So there was a lot of sense in what Pat was saying, and I see a lot of synergy there with James Sharp. They seem to have a steady ship, and there's something that sometimes that my steady ship is I've got a bosun who steers the ship, and my good lady wife Alison, she's out there and she's that part of it, and it makes a massive difference. And it's hard work for people who are by themselves and who are doing it all, like, you know, like Gareth Williams out there, and Rob Fry and a few other guys that are doing it. Steve Sickalo's got they're where they want to be, and they're happy with that. And do we need to grow? Do we want to grow, or do we just stay as we are because we're happy with it? And that's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter whether it's a landscape business or any other business, no matter what you're doing. If you found where you want to be, that's okay. That's good. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, look at this, Gareth Williams. This is what happens with, they start respecting each other and talking to each other. We've built a fantastic community on here, and I pray that it continues. I'm going to keep doing these live streams as long as I can. If you're joining us this morning, this is Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. The title of it is Make Your Bed. You need to make your bed at the start, and whatever goes on in the course of the day, when you get back, your bed is made. You're showing yourself some respect. I think I never looked for that word this morning, and it just sort of seemed to come up. That was the word that sort of resonated when Patrick was talking about James Sharp that was on here, and doing things right. Everything. It's just making sure that it's done respectfully, isn't it? Everything. I think I'm going to go with that for some time. I'll be doing some top tips this week. If anybody wants to pick up on anything, if anybody wants to give me a call, okay? My number is 07795 595 994. 07795 595 994. Gareth Williams says, I'm on my own. Only need 7 to 10 gardens a year. Same as me, Gareth. I had lots of people in the past working for me, but I'm happy where I am now at the moment. Who says that I don't want to grow? Maybe I want to grow again. I don't know. James says, as business, we are always building and innovating. I feel we are on the climb up to where we want to be, but it's not going to be sustainable. Okay. James B says, not 100% on the topic of conversation, but I've just had to sack my third staff member this last week as he was on the second last chance, and yet again agreed to work a shift and then called in with excuses. I forgot, it's my son's birthday. Happy birthday to your son, James. Just trying to read what you were actually saying there. Happy birthday to your son. And yeah, you know, James Sharp, what do you do when you get somebody that is ill-disciplined and playing up, you know, with you and not turning up? How many chances do you actually give them? That's what I want to know. James Sharp says, John, it's got to be sustainable, lot. Yeah, it's got to be sustainable. Yeah, absolutely. And how big do you want to grow? Where do you want to take your business model? I think the thing is, Gareth, in there at Manchester, for me, no. I think the thing is, for me, that was his excuse. Yeah, absolutely. I get that. Look, people are watching and reading what's being said there at the moment, and people have ideas about it. Not my son-in-law. No, I hope not. Matthew Potter's joined us. Good morning, Matt. Good to speak to you today. Sorry I've missed being on a long run. Good for you, son. There's Matt Potter there up in Birmingham. My mate, and I can say he's my mate. We met online, not on Tinder, but he is my mate. Look, welcome to Saturday Morning Live. It's been really intriguing this morning. Unfortunately, we had Patrick Dwyer on. Not unfortunately we had him on, but unfortunately we couldn't hear everything Pat was saying. It was a really bad line. I'm going to try and get that sorted for next week. But it was interesting having Patrick on here, and we were talking about getting things in place and growing your business. And we never meant to be sort of, it wasn't, these live streams, these podcasts aren't necessarily, they're not structured around one topic, because everybody will have an opinion. Everybody wants to ask a question about everything, you know. James B says we can only type so much in one comment. Sorry, it didn't make sense. That's fine, James. I don't make sense sometimes. And I was looking at it and I just need my glasses on, but I can see it on the big screen. You're probably thinking that I haven't got the heating on in the house here, but I've actually turned it on before Alison comes back. She's back now, but God knows what she thought when the heating was on, like, you know, because she watches every penny. It's quite funny, really. Like, you know, we don't have any expensive hobbies or fast cars. We just run a business, so we should be able to afford the increase in some heating, though it's really hard and difficult for a lot of people across the country. But I'm always out there generating my own heat by splitting those logs and cutting those logs up and making sure that we got some warmth in the evening. James Sharp says, pull them to one side away from everyone and talk to them. There is usually something going on for them personally. I now try to avoid the written warnings because it's just a countdown to the end. Yeah, it sounds to me, James, as if you're a very tolerant person and you've got a lot of patience. I hope that is the case. You know, I'm not patient. I'm not. With some things I'm patient, and I am. But with other things I am not patient. And I think there is a way of talking to people, and but it's failed. I let myself down in the past many times over the years, and that's why this community, that's why these YouTubes and podcasts help me to realize where I need to be and where I've been. James B says he always said how the world is always mugging me off, yet looking at his life, it was always his bad life decisions that led to his bad luck. Talk about making your own bed. There we are. That's, you know, right? I'm going to read that again, what James says here. And I know what James Sharp has got to say about that. He says about the guy that worked for him, he says, he always said how the world is always mugging me off. Yet looking at his life, he always had bad decisions that led to his bad luck. Talk about making your own bed. There we are. He made his own bed and he's lying in it now. James B, I don't know what the future holds, or whether he would come back, or whether you would give him a chance. I don't know. What do you think, James Sharp? Listen to those words. Look at those words, what he says. He seems as if he's got maybe a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. Cheers, James. I could all call to explain this off. It's on topic, JB. Yeah, no, you can always explain to me, making phone me up anytime, no problem at all. James Sharp says, I am to a point. That's about patience. I am to a point. I have my triggers. It's all about knowing yourself and how not to escalate something unnecessarily. Absolutely. I think, James Sharp, you're absolutely right there, is that sometimes, you know, it's not necessary, is it? You know, it doesn't do anybody any favors, even for yourself. You think it does because you want to get it off your chest, but it's not good at all. Obviously, I'll be confidential. Of course you will, James. That's no problem at all. It's great talking to you guys. I mean, you can see, I'll call now. No, not now. If you call now, this is the number you should call on, James B. I'm going to give you the number. It's 07795 664 002. I would love to have you on here. There's the number on there now. 595 664 002. James B, if you want to call now, I'd love to hear of you. We might have another caller coming in now. I don't know. Will he call? Won't he call? It's interesting, isn't it? I love this. This is actual, you know, case studies that are going on, and people are dealing with these problems on a day-to-day basis. James Sharp says, right, I need to get up and I have breakfast. Are you in bed? Where is Mario Rizzi today? Where is Mario? Being lazy today after a hectic day yesterday. Will be all well. John, speak soon. No worries, James. Have a great day. Guys, if I'm not 100% this morning, I'm just full of it. I got a job. I feel as if I'm going to cough in a minute, and I just don't want to stop. Mike Stable says, go on, James, call. There we go. James Beer. I will in 2 seconds. There we are. Going to wait for your call. There's the number. It's 07795 664-002. We might be hearing off James B in just a moment. We're on 49 minutes, 50 minutes. We don't go any longer than an hour on this podcast. We stick in it for an hour. Some people don't necessarily will agree with that because it'll do their head in. Look, let's get some more likes. So we've got 18 live viewers. This will be going out to a lot of people later on. You know that I don't put titles on these live streams for clickbait, or any of my videos I don't put for clickbait anyway, but there we are. We got a caller coming in. Here he is. Bear with me. Hello.
Hello?
Is that James?
It is, yeah. Hang on. Let me mute my thing.
James, you're loud and clear. People can hear you. Tell us who you are and where you're from, bud. Tell us. Talk, please.
Yeah, I'm James. I run Chesil Beach Garden Services down in Dorset, in Bridport. And, I just thought I'd came in on the topic there, and I don't know whether I've got the wrong end of the stick, but it's about making your own bed, is that?
Yeah, absolutely. No. The idea of the title was "Make Your Bed" was that when we make our bed in the day, and then we if we have a bad day, whatever goes on that day, when we get back, our bed's made, isn't it? So sometimes you make your bed that you lie in, don't you?
Yeah. So that particular guy in the comments, I think that I messaged you about him back end of the week, didn't I? He came on with me back in November, and his attendance, he was sort of, he was all right for a week or two, and then his attendance started to go downhill. He rang in sick a few times, and then he came into work for a couple of days, and then he had COVID, and it's all that kind of stuff. You can't really, as a boss, you can't really do anything about it, can you?
No, not at all.
And I let it go for a bit, and there was nothing wrong. And then what was it? He had I think he was sick on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday I didn't hear about him. And then on the Wednesday he turned up and he said, oh, I'm really, really sorry, mate, but I got arrested. On the Tuesday I got arrested. The police turned up at my flat.
No.
And I said, what on earth for? And he basically, I think it's not right to say this because I'm not going to give any names out.
No.
But basically, his ex-girlfriend had a non-molestation order out against him for stuff. Now, this is a young lad we're talking. This lad is in his mid-20s, okay? And I believe his ex-girlfriend is about the same age. And they got 2 kids together, 2 young kids who he doesn't see very much. Now, she had a non-molestation out against him. Now, what had happened was he stupidly and naively, she'd been texting him and he invited him round the house and he turned up. And so, it's all about making your own bed, isn't it, and your decisions. Yeah. He turned up, and this was a few months previous, but obviously she'd then kind of, turned nasty, and when she wanted to, she rang the police and reported him.
Oh my God. What a nightmare for you!
You're probably thinking, where's the proof in this for the police and whatnot? Well, talk about making your own bed. Considering she's, I've heard from other people, she may be a bit of a psychopath, but I have no proof in this. But you consider these options. He apparently he slept with her, and she's now pregnant with possibly his 3rd child. But he doesn't know if it's his or not because they're not together.
Oh my God, this sounds a disaster, James, doesn't it?
It's not good, but it's all about it's your life decisions, isn't it? And
yeah, he hasn't positioned himself. Well, he has positioned himself at some point, but he's not positioned himself well now, is he?
No. Now this guy, fast forward, he's never got any money. He's always saying, I don't have any money, I don't have this, I don't have that. He borrowed a bit of money off me, and I lent him a bit of money, and I said, look, here you go, help yourself out. But I expect to be paid back on payday, and then payday rolls around, and you don't have the money, and you're like, okay, right, next payday and that. But that wasn't the biggest problem. He said to me, James, if you've got any extra shifts, if we can go out and do some extra hours on a Saturday or something, that'd be good. I'd appreciate it. But I'd give him a Saturday, and he'd ring on a Saturday and say, "Oh, sorry, mate, I've got to go and see my kids," or or I'm ill, or.
Oh my God.
Luckily for me, because I do a lot more regular garden maintenance, that the clients that I booked in who have a lot of hours off me, they were okay with me cancelling. But as a boss, if that was a new job that I booked in, a new client, and I'm now having to ring them on a Saturday morning saying, "Look, I'm sorry, I've been let down by my staff. I can't turn up and do this job on my own." It looks bad on your business, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where you've got to draw the hard line. For someone that's going to keep letting you down, it's not them that's going to feel the effects of it. Okay, yes, he's lost his job, but it's your business, your reliability, and it's you that's going to feel the effects of that in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, James. Listen. I spoke to you several times, and listening to how you're sort of presenting yourself is amicable. I think if somebody got along working for you, you sound like a fair person anyway, and I think he's digging himself a big old like. Do you know that a lot of that sounds so familiar? It will sound familiar for a lot of contractors, not just landscapers, up and down the country. And how old was he? Can I ask how old he was?
Mid-20s.
Yeah, he's got a lot to learn, hasn't he, by the sounds of it, and he needs to sort of back his ideas up, Do you think you'll find somebody to replace him?
I think I'll find somebody to replace him, but I don't think this lad's going to find a job for very long, because the more people I speak to in the small town I live in, I think he's lived in the town for about 5 years, and of the jobs that I know of, he's had 6 or 7.
Right, okay. Do you think there's any hope for this young boy?
I think if he got his act together, then maybe there is. But it's like you say, it's about making your own bed, and he has to want that change and change himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. James, I think we've talked enough about him. How is business for you generally down there in Dorset? A lot of people will, they want to know how things are for you, and they want to get some feedback off you when it comes to this.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. I mean, to be fair, I started up at the end of 2019 here.
Yeah.
The start of 2019, back end of 2018. I had worked for myself in Devon before, so I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and that gave me a head start. But I built up to having sort of 2 to 3 staff members this year, and lots of clients, and we work all through the winter, all year round, doing mostly garden maintenance, some landscaping, and other bits and pieces.
Yeah. James, can I ask, when you listen to a lot of these guys that join this live stream, and unfortunately, Patrick Dwyer up there in Sheffield, is how he's run his business is really, really, it's quite impressive, really. Do these podcasts help you when you hear and see what other people are saying?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I've always been on social media and stuff. I think Instagram, there's a few Facebook groups that are pretty good, and everyone's really helpful online.
Yeah, it's good that it's available, and we can share our knowledge, isn't it, and bring a community together. Because if we don't have to, by making sure that I bring these live streams as regular as clockwork, what it will show, it will just help people knowing that they can actually go on a Saturday and they know that the live stream's going to be there. It's regular and it's informative, and there's other people. It's not just about me, Johnny Boy. It's about other people as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's about everyone, isn't it? It's a community.
Yeah. Look, James, I'm gonna have to cut you off now because we're gonna hit the hour mark. Thank you so much. I'd love to get you back on again. I want to know what you're actually doing. Let's get you on and get you a slot next weekend if you like, and you can pick your topic. Let me know what you want to talk about. Have a think about it. It'd be good to have you back on again. But thank you very much for joining us this morning on this podcast.
No worries. I'll speak to you later. All right.
Thank you, James. Bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, there you are. That was James B there down in Dorset. What a story, eh? What a story. And this is what a lot of people actually go through on a regular basis when it comes to staff. Some funny stories there, about that young man positioning himself in such a way that he's going to go down that rocky road, or whether he's going to get on the straight and narrow. There you go. If you are a young person that's looking for work or looking for a career in landscaping, just drop me a message, because it doesn't matter where you are across the country. I'm sure that I will be able to find a placement for you across the country. There's no doubts about that. JB, no problem at all. And I was just saying is that if there are anybody watching this morning that is looking for work, you'd be surprised the amounts of people that are looking for work in different places. And if anybody has a vacancy, let me know, because I will post about it on my channel. I'll make a video specifically for you about the placement that you have in your area, and I will share that on my social media channel. Gareth Williams says, Johnny, thanks Johnny, and everyone, have a great weekend and a blessed weekend. Yeah, and you too, Gareth. Thanks again for the little gift, really appreciate it. Mike Stapleton, thanks for sharing, James. Well, there you are, we're on the hour, that's it, it's done, that's it. You know, there's points where I think, how am I going to get through an hour by talking, you know, about what, like, you know, and but you guys do it, you make the channel for what it is, so really appreciate it. Thank you, Marty, as well. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your God is, whose God you are, and whatever your beliefs are, just be safe, have a great weekend, and live life. Life is short. When it's gone, it's gone. So do it now. Enjoy every moment of the day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and just be kind. And remember, if you can't say anything nice at all, just don't say it. Take care. Bye-bye.